guys, how you going? I'm sure there are plenty of herpetologists or reptile enthusiasts out there that have seen a lot of my videos that I put on YouTube. I try and find things these days that are of some form of interest, as the first lot were pretty boring, but one of my jobs I did yesterday, the lady called me. She was quite frantic, as 90% of them are, and what she had described to me led me to believe that I was on my way to get a large male carpet python crossing the lawn. Now, this time of the year it's just starting to warm up, and I'm starting to get a few of the male snakes out cruising looking for females, and getting lots of eastern browns and carpet pythons doing exactly that. Now, the thing that concerned me was she had a ton of kids running amok in the yard. She sounded like she had no freaking control of them whatsoever, and also she expressed to me that her dog plus her brother's dog were not listening to her. They were in the backyard. So my initial thoughts were that this carpet python's life is in potential danger. So I drove like an idiot to get there in a hurry. When I approached the place, one of the dogs, came to greet me at the door. I could see straight away that it wasn't a carpet python in the backyard just by seeing the dog. You see, this very large staffy, and it was a bloody good looking one, mind you, was starting to lose its ability to walk properly and drool and whatnot. And me, having experienced eastern brown bites and also seen over the 14 years of me being a snake catcher many animals that have been bitten, I knew straight away that this dog had been bitten by an eastern brown. Anyway, the lady came to the door and she said, "Look, I'm very concerned that my dog might have been bitten." I said, "Yeah, it has been." So then as I went to the backyard, there was this relatively large eastern brown that had been chomped. So the reasons for this video is to see if I can, in any which way, shape or form, prevent a tragedy like what has happened happening again in the future. Now behind me is the actual snake. It died because the dog's bit it about a foot from behind the head, and I'm not too sure the outcome of the staffy. It was her brother's dog, and it was one hell of a dog. But I've seen many a dog that have been, I've actually seen them get bitten, and the dogs are down at the vet very quickly, and they do not pull through, because unfortunately most vets use Polyvent rather than snake-specific antivenin, and it's not cheap either. It's $1,500 and upwards. So in my opinion, the dog probably didn't make it. So what I'm trying to say is, any people out there that see a snake in their backyard, make sure you get your kids inside to start with, and your dogs, because if it's a harmless snake, well then you're saving a perfectly harmless snake's life, and if it's a venomous snake, you're saving the snake's life and probably your animals. I mean, yes, I'm a snake lover and I hate to see snakes die, but on the same token, if something had happened to my dogs, I'd be devastated. So just picture yourself, if your own dog got killed, how you'd feel. What I'm about to do is show you the actual snake, so all you snake lovers out there are not going to like what you're about to see, but unfortunately it happens a lot. And all this dog was doing was trying to prevent the owner from being hurt. Now this is an opaque eastern brown. Obviously it's still fairly cool. The days when this guy was out and about was hitting a top of 21, 22, because this was west of the Gold Coast. You can see he got bitten by the tail and then got chomped there. So while this dog's grabbing the snake there, that part's able to swing around. Although eastern browns have very short fangs, at this size, which is what, 5 foot, they could still, if it grabs a hold of its ear or its lip or its cheek or wherever, I mean, staffies only have short fur as well, could very easily do some damage. So guys, people who don't know anything about snakes, as soon as you see a snake, get your animals away from it, please, to prevent this sort of tragedy from happening again.